All right, let's get it.
Cars to the strangest rides that you'll ever see. This is the celebrity car tier list.
Yeah, the famous black guys. Yeah, that's basically the car video that I made and stuff. So basically, this is like a remake of this, I guess.
Leonardo DiCaprio drives battery-powered cars because he cares about the environment. F tier. Christian Bale drove a Lamborghini Murcielago in Batman, a Ford GT40 in Ford vs Ferrari, but in real life he drives a Toyota Tacoma. D tier. Mr. Bean, also known as Rowan Atkinson, is a true car enthusiast, driving everything from a modified Aston Martin race car to a vintage BMW Roadster. But he's most known for his 1 of 64 McLaren F1 that he bought in 1997. It has 620 horsepower, it weighs as much as a Miata.
Bro, that shit is clean, bro. Look how a McLaren used to look back in the day. Like it still look good. Like you would buy it now type shit. That shit is clean. I'm not gonna lie.
It has no stability control, no power steering, and no driver aids. Mr. Bean crashed his McLaren F1. Twice. The first time he rear-ended another car and damaged the hood. The second time he smashed into a tree and a road sign and his car caught on fire. The $1 million repair bill was the biggest car insurance claim in the UK, but thanks to the magic of appreciation.
Bro, he saved that car 3 times? That's crazy. That's actually kind of crazy.
He was able to sell the F1 in 2015 for $11 million more than what he bought it for. It's a very tasteful collection. S tier. Kevin Hart is a subcompact human, but his cars are massive. One standout in his collection of classics is his 1970 Dodge Charger Hellraiser. The modified muscle car has a 7-liter supercharged engine with 1,000 horsepower and a lightweight carbon fiber body. The performance company behind the build also installed a roll cage for safety, a precaution likely taken out.
That shit is hard. I'm not gonna lie. That shit is hard. That's tough. I'm not gonna lie.
Kevin's last car got totaled. So unlike Mr. Bean, Kevin didn't make any money off his car crash, so he only gets A tier.
Hey guys, I woke up this morning to find this giant spider on my front doorstep. Check this one out. Holy mackerel.
Oh my goodness. Bro, if you played Xbox 360 back in the day, I don't know what the game was, bro, but it was before Need for Speed and all that BS. It had all the foreign cars on there. You could drive every last one of them, and every time a new car came out, bro, they would have it on there, bro. I forgot what it was called, but this car was on that game, bro.
The LaFerrari is an ultra-rare hypercar. It combines Ferrari's most powerful V12 engine with an electric motor to produce 950 horsepower. The 499 recipients of this street-legal race car were handpicked by the brand for being their most devoted customers. If you want to get on Ferrari's exclusive list, just buy 20 of their cars, attend all their events, build insider connections, and be an ambassador to their brand. You'll have to ride Ferrari if you want to ride in a Ferrari. It's not surprising that Gordon Ramsay was one of the lucky 499. Not only does he have an insane Ferrari collection from the F12 TDF to the SP2 Monza, but he also has a strong relationship with the brand.
I think my career runs parallel to the understanding of the word Ferrari because it's fucking wrong.
By the way, you might have noticed that God tier only has room for one person. That person has the best collection on this list, and it is not Gordon Ramsay. Pope Francis got a Lamborghini Huracan in 2017 as a gift that was hand-delivered to him by the Lamborghini president.
What is Pope Francis doing with a Lambo? What is the Pope doing with a Lambo? I didn't even know he could drive. I didn't even know he was able to drive.
The Pope signed the hood, then blessed the Holy Huracan, but he never ended up driving it. Rather than doing heavenly highway pulls, Francis donated his Miracle Whip to charity and instead drives an old Renault 4. The Pope encourages his followers to drive humble cars and focus more on helping the less fortunate. He says that
I was just gonna say, because it's like I can't really see him. Maybe somebody gifted him that, I don't know, but I couldn't really see him driving that, you know?
Before buying a fancy car, just think about how many children are dying of hunger in the world. Not enough?
Yeah,
Bro,
so
chill.
as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna let you rock this every time you get elected. So, every time it's a little dusty, but you know, when you get 16, you're good to go.
Justin Bieber.
Oh, hell, what was that? Yo, what? We just gonna act like we didn't just hit, what?
You know what I'm saying, I'm gonna let you rock this every time you get elected. So, every time you come in LA, it's a little dusty, but you know, when you get 16, you're good to go.
Justin Bieber got a Diddy-flavored Lamborghini Gallardo as a 16th birthday present, and he's been acquiring crazy cars ever since, like this Batmobile-style Cadillac.
Bro was a villain back then, bro. He was really a villain back then. That's crazy. Bro was always a villain.
The car was fitted with suicide doors, and it's fully blacked out.
Oh my god.
Just like Diddy's victims. Justin also bought a Ferrari 458 that he decided to cosmetically modify. Despite a colorful wrap and a wide body kit, he still somehow managed to lose the car for 3 weeks. He also has a leopard print Audi R8, a hazardously shiny Fisker Karma, and a Rolls-Royce Wraith that was modified to look like a concept car.
No. This is hard. I remember seeing this on a little car review. I forget what the lady, what her name is. She always wore the black hat with like the little baseball jacket or whatever. She rode in this. I forgot what her name was, but this is hard, bro. I remember first seeing this shit.
Once you get enough money and status, normal things just don't cut it anymore. This applies to more than just cars. Justin's collection isn't nearly as bad as some other people here, so I'd say B tier. In 1999, Jerry Seinfeld bought a $1 million building in one of the best neighborhoods in New York City. But it wasn't for him, it was for his cars. Seinfeld owns the rarest Porsches of all time, with his most valuable being his 1969 Porsche 917K race car. Its 4.6-liter 12-cylinder engine makes a measly 515 horsepower, but the car is incredibly lightweight, giving it a violent 0 to 60 of 2.7 seconds.
It's the world's fastest canoe!
Seinfeld's model was the same one used by Steve McQueen in the movie Le Mans, which helps push its valuation to over $20 million. Fun fact, this car is actually about to be up for auction, so if you're in the market, now's your chance. Travis.
The car is $20 million. Fuck a car, give me a mansion. That's what I'm getting at. Like, bro, what the fuck? Who's paying $20 million for a car? You know how many cars you can buy with $20 million? Think about that.
Scott has a $1.6 million open-top Maybach, a 1500 horse.
Like, why do you have that? Why is it 1.6 million? Why do you have a $1.6 million car? Not saying you can't have it, but it's like, why? You could snag a really nice car under like $100,000. Think about it.
Horsepower Bugatti Chiron and an ultra-exclusive LaFerrari Aperta. But the artist says that getting a nice car was never enough for him. He likes to customize them himself. One of his creations was this Lamborghini Huracan with a camouflage wrap that hides him from traffic laws when he's driving on the wrong side of the road. He also sent a Lamborghini Aventador to West Coast Customs to get it chocolate dipped.
Okay, this is probably the hardest car. And then look at the price. This is exactly what I was talking about. Imagine. Like, come on.
Or to West Coast Customs to get it chocolate dipped, and it looked so sweet that he started doing ad-libs.
For this life I cannot change.
But Travis got in some hot water when he bought a pristine condition BMW E30 M3 for 250 grand and modified it to look like a rally car. Travis Scott doing what he wanted to a car that he paid for was seen as an act of blasphemy to the BMW purists.
Travis Scott decides that it's a good idea to build the car the way that you would build a rally car by drilling a light bar into the hood, painting it. Basically desecration of a historical artifact relative to the BMW community.
It's a decent A tier. In the late 70s, Jackie Chan made a business partnership with Mitsubishi to exclusively feature their cars in all of his films. In 2005, the pair teamed up to make a Mitsubishi Evo 9 Jackie Chan edition. Only 50 of the special models were produced, with one of them going to Mr. Chan himself. The Mitsubishi Evo was known for dusting Lamborghinis on racetracks, and it quickly became a classic enthusiast car. But none of the death-defying stunts of Jackie Chan can compare to the stunt Mitsubishi pulled when it decided to jump off a cliff.
What?
The Jackie Chan car's B tier. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson struggles with cars. When filming a scene for the movie Red Notice, Mr. Rock realized that he didn't fit in the set's Porsche Taycan, and the entire shot had to be rearranged. During a premiere event, he pulled up in a Pagani Huayra that apparently took him 16.8 seconds to exit. The Rock really likes the LaFerrari, but he would like it even more if he was physically capable of driving it. Thanks to genetic determinism, The Rock drives Ford pickup trucks. He recently picked up a Ford Raptor R. The truck's price was in the mid 100,000s, but The Rock probably doesn't mind, since his deal as a Ford spokesperson is in the mid 10 millions. Being too buff to fit in a Pagani Huayra sounds like a tough life. Ex-President Ronald Reagan drove a car that he had to keep secret. In the 1980s, American automotive manufacturers were under attack, as Japanese companies like Toyota and Honda began flooding the market with more reliable, efficient, and affordable cars. The US responded to this foreign threat the same way it responded to the COVID-19 epidemic, government policies, and beating up Asians. Disgruntled US auto workers started taking their grievances out on Japanese cars and Japanese-looking Americans, so it makes sense that the President of the United States wanted to hide the fact that he had a Japanese-made Subaru Brat. This is a D-tier car with S-tier lore, so it's going in B-tier.
Pull up that video of Joe Rogan's Sick Fish 2.0. Bro.
Damn, look at that.
Fucking go!
Joe Rogan likes the performance of modern cars, but the styling of vintage cars. And
No.
Joe Rogan likes the performance of modern cars, but the style.
Look at that, bro. Oh my goodness. Like, bro, just imagine just having this, bro, just on a road, window down, just like this nigga doing 80 or 90. That's a vibe, bro.
Styling of vintage cars. And with infinite money, you can have both. Joseph's 1970 Plymouth Cuda was fully upgraded with all new internals and a 750 horsepower Mercury racing engine. He's also got a Gunther Works Porsche 911, which is an older 993 model that got an expensive reboot. He has some other cool resto mods too. It's a crazy collection, but definitely not God tier. F1 legend Lewis Hamilton says he hates sitting in a car for more than a couple hours. If he's out driving one of his toys and he suddenly loses interest, he calls up a tow truck to bring it back to his garage. Inside that garage, you'll find a McLaren P1, 2 LaFerraris, and a Shelby Cobra. But his coolest car is his Lewis Hamilton edition Pagani Zonda 760. The $2 million hypercar has a 760 horsepower V12 mated to a 6-speed manual transmission, and Lewis Hamilton hates it. The Zonda is mated to a 6-speed.
Bro, look at that. Look at that, bro.
Manual transmission, and Lewis Hamilton hates it. The Zonda is terrible to drive.
And he hates the car. Why'd you buy it? That's literally the car from GTA 5.
It's the best sounding car I own, but handling wise, it's the worst. That might explain why he crashed it in 2015 and sold it a few years later to a new owner that also crashed it. It's a strong A tier. Ford has beef with John Cena. In 2017, Ford made a new generation of their legendary GT supercar, but since it was in such limited production, you had to apply and get hand-picked by Ford if you wanted one. One of the lucky few that was granted the privilege to buy the $450,000 car was WWE legend John Cena. But there was a catch. Every buyer had to sign a contract that required them to keep the car for at least 2 years. So when John Cena sold his for $1 million profit after 1 month, Ford said, "I'll see you in court." Cena agreed to pay Ford an unspecified amount, all of which will go to charity. In terms of his current collection, he has a lot of ridiculous cars, but his daily driver is surprisingly reasonable.
My daily driver is a Civic Type R.
Shut up.
The Type R is a wise choice. Elvis Presley bought a $2,500 pre-owned.
You know what I'm saying, bro? They be having these expensive ass cars and don't even be driving and shit. Like just keeping it just to have it. Like a toy. Just putting the shit in a toy box, bro. This is a car. A $400,000 or $500,000 car. They be buying $20,000 cars just to literally keep it in the garage, shitting to rot. Nobody will never know that you have that car. That shit is weird. You good, bro.
In 1974, the $10,000 mid-engine sports car competed with $20,000 Ferraris in terms of performance, but it struggled with reliability. One night, Elvis got into a heated argument with his girlfriend, then hopped in his Pantera hoping to blow off steam. When the car didn't start, he took out a gun and shot at it. Bullet holes add character. Many tall tales have been told about Cristiano Ronaldo's car collection. When the one-of-one Bugatti Lavatoire Noir sold for $18 million, news headlines claimed that the buyer was Ronaldo, which turned out to be false.
Look at that shit. That shit like it came out of a fucking movie or something. Star Wars or some shit.
When a Lamborghini Aventador went airborne in London, people claimed that Ronaldo was behind the crash, but it wasn't actually him or his car. When an ultra-rare 1957 Ferrari 335S sold at auction for $35 million, news headlines claimed that Ronaldo had tried to get the car and was outbid by Messi. But Messi debunked this rumor with an Instagram post. Although much of the folklore surrounding Ronaldo's car collection is false, his real collection, valued at over $20 million, is still pretty cool. He's got some of the rarest Ferraris, McLarens, and G-Wagons, but his $9 million 1 of 10 Bugatti 110 is his most legendary. Ronaldo's mythical collection must get S tier. Paul Walker didn't like flashy cars. According to
how do you pay $8 million for a car? Really think about $8 million? No, bro. That's out of pocket.
To his friend, if a car was too fancy, he was embarrassed. Most of the time he would drive around in a pickup, but for special occasions, he kept some things in his garage. He had a few American...
Sheesh. R.I.P. Paul Walker, bro. Look at that garage. Oh my goodness. Bro had a whole car dealership. Bro would have had more cars by now. Like, he would have had, like, probably 2 times more than this. Probably 2 more garages. Do you know his brother played as Paul Walker after he died? Yeah, I know he died in a car crash. I didn't know his brother played. What movie did his brother play in as Paul Walker?
Performance vehicles, one of them being the ultra-rare Celine S7, a car with so much downforce it could theoretically be driven upside down. He had a fleet of E36 M3 lightweights because he believed the special edition cars would go up in value, which they did. But Paul's legacy is most embodied in his Nissan Skyline R34 GTR. The R34 is the...
But no, this car is badass, I'm not gonna lie. This car is badass. Bro, imagine the car being like all black. Like, this silver is cool, but if the car was all black, that would have been so tough.
Holy grail of Japanese car culture, with a powerful twin-turbo inline-6 and telepathic levels of handling. The fact that it was never officially sold in the US added to its allure, and its use in the Fast and the Furious movies brought it to legendary status. Paul's R34 sold in 2023 for $1.3 million. Solid S tier. Little Uzi Vert buys a for 1 movies brought it to legendary status. Paul's R34 sold in 2023 for $1.3 million.
Damn, 1.3, bro, flip that, bro, that's what you call flipping a car. Got 1.3.
Solid S tier. Little Uzi Vert buys expensive cars and covers them with anime characters. D tier. Jamie Foxx drives a tank. It seems pretty inconvenient, I'd say C tier. After getting dropped by Thanos in 2019, Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man days were over, and he started putting his focus on protecting the environment. He began investing in environmentally friendly companies, he changed his diet, and started a rescue farm, but he couldn't escape the guilt of owning his gas-guzzling car collection. So to pay for his environmental sins, he decided to convert 6 of his classic cars to be more eco-friendly through electric conversions, biofuel, and engine swaps. He gave away all 6 cars in a sweepstakes, and the proceeds were donated to environmentally friendly charities. Ellen DeGeneres has a fleet of Porsches, and she likes to drive them fast. Luckily for her, she's too famous to get speeding tickets.
Literally, they will walk up to
She's too famous to get speeding tickets.
the car and go, "Oh my God, Ellen, I love you!" And then I get a selfie and oh, awesome. Yeah.
The rich get richer. At 7'1" and 325 pounds, Shaquille O'Neal doesn't fit in normal cars. His Ferrari 355, Dodge Challenger, and Mercedes S550 all had their roofs permanently removed to make way for his human-sized head. Most of his cars were extended to give him more.
Fun fact, yeah, my uncle actually knows Shaq. It's still a video. I don't know if I still have the video or not and stuff, but there's old footage of it and stuff I had to recover. But yeah, little fun fact.
Or legroom, like his Lamborghini Gallardo and Vanderhall Venice Roadster. Some of his cars fit him perfectly, like his armored Dodge Ram, but Shaq's most legendary Venice Roadster. Some of his cars.
This shit hard though. I ain't gonna lie. I heard the Cybertrucks is getting recalled because they say that the side panels or the doors or something like that are starting to fall off, like the Cybertrucks or something like that. I'm not sure how true that is. The rims on this, like I think Forgiato rims is like a must because I don't know if any other rim company support Tesla rims.
Cars fit him perfectly, like his armored Dodge.
This shit is clean. This shit right here is hard. I'm not gonna lie. Now I'll pay. Okay, this right here is worth at least a good $2 million, and it's armored. Now it's obviously it's 200,000. This is $2 million to me. I'm not paying $2 million for a Lamborghini. I'm not paying $2 million for a Mercedes Benz. You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, that's just not happening. This is $2 million right here. This is worth $2 million, yet it's only $200,000. Like,
Ram, but Shaq's most legendary car,
you do good stuff with your money, bro,
is something more fun-sized.
No way. That's your car?
How do you drive? Look at that. I gotta go, man. Bye.
The smart car gets him an A tier. The undefeated champion Floyd Mayweather spends his money the way that God intended, but two of his coolest cars are no longer in his collection. Floyd bought a 1 of 2 Koenigsegg CCXR Trevita. This fully hand-built 1,000 horsepower hypercar has a sparkling carbon fiber body that looks like it's covered in diamonds. Floyd sold it for $2.6 million. I'm guessing he really didn't like the car since that's a lot less than what he paid for.
That car was alright. It wasn't all that. I can kind of see why he sold it. It wasn't all that. I ain't gonna lie.
Floyd bought a $3.2 million 2003 Ferrari Enzo. Named after Ferrari's founder, it has a beautiful Japanese-designed body, lightweight materials, F1 technology, and a naturally aspirated V12.
This is hard. I don't know how much he paid for it.
Making it an iconic car.
Oh no,
Floyd sold it.
He said $2 million, right, or something like that.
Less than a year. I think Floyd's more of a money enthusiast than a car enthusiast. He still has a ridiculous collection, but it's far from God tier.
This is my first time driving stick. Do it. I actually like it, it's fun.
2000s pop culture icon Paris Hilton has a car collection that reeks of
Bro, what happened to her? What happened to her?
Los Angeles. Her Mercedes SLR McLaren is best known for its involvement in historic paparazzi shoots. Her Lexus LFA was a birthday present from her rich ex-boyfriend. Her butterfly-doored BMW i8 has a custom wrap inspired by her Burning Man outfits, but none of these cars are her most iconic. In 2008, she bought a $200,000 Bentley Continental, then took it to West Coast Customs to get it murdered out. The all-pink atrocity became known as the Barbie Bentley. S tier. Two-time sexiest man alive winner George Clooney drives an 800 horsepower supercar slaying 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds beast. The Tango T600 is an ultra-compact commuter car powered by 2 electric motors. Despite being built like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, the Tango is just—
What the fuck is that? That's the Domino's. No cap, bro. And especially if you had like one of the little Domino's sign on top, bro. That's a Domino's car, bro. Where are you going?
As stable as a Porsche, thanks to its low center of gravity. Its roll cage meets race car regulations, making it safe for a 200-mile-per-hour collision. But with a $120,000 price tag, the revolutionary car never really gained any traction. Even the sexiest man alive could not make this car look cool. After buying a Ferrari 458, EDM producer Deadmau5 decided to wrap it in a colorful livery inspired
What happened to Deadmau5?
By the Nyan Cat.
Bro, it's like a DJ or something like that, right? Kind of like a Marshmallow, whatever.
Calling it the Ferrari. Everyone loved the funny meme car, except for Ferrari. Ferrari had a mental breakdown. They sent Deadmau5 a cease and desist, forcing him to revert the car back to stock. Deadmau5 then bought a Lamborghini Huracan that he turned into the Nyan.
Okay, look, here's what I don't get. Here's what I don't get. Once you buy a car from the company, it's your car. You know what I'm saying? Like you purchased it, it's your car. Why can they tell you what to do with your car? So if you bought the car the day before and the car was, I don't know, like orange, right? And you went to go get the color changed on the car to, I don't know, blue. They can't call me and be like, "Hey, we need you to change the," you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, no. I just bought this car. Why do I have to change the color back? You own the car. It's so crazy how different celebrities just go through that. It's kind of weird they could just do that though. I'm not gonna lie.
Lamborghini Huracan, and so far he hasn't.
Then again, this is what comes with buying expensive cars. That's exactly what I'm talking about. This is why I would never really go above and beyond when it comes to cars anyway, because you have to worry about stupid stuff like that just fine.
Gotten sued. This was a legendary PR move by Ferrari. It gets an A tier for cultural impact. will.i.am was the founder of the recession pop music group Black Eyed Peas. He likes to buy normal cars and send them to West Coast Customs to get them tastefully modified.
Oh my goodness.
This particular creation began as a 1958 Volkswagen Beetle. It underwent 4 years of modifications, which costed $900,000, and it was apparently made to inspire kids to study science.
What?
What's up, guys? I kinda bought a sports car.
In 2017, as the YouTube checks started rolling in, Mr. Beast decided to buy a $100,000 BMW i8.
Jeez, look at that. Have you ever seen a better looking car?
Unfortunately for Jimmy, at the time he was still living in a $300 a month duplex, and parking a supercar in front of a trap house only ends in one possible way.
Today, we are gonna rob this house. Here's a rock. Chandler, smash that window!
I bought that car and then someone robbed my house and then stole everything I owned because they were like, oh, this car is worth more than that house. Let's rob the fucking house.
After getting robbed, stalked, and arrested for street racing, Mr. Beast got rid of his i8 for a Tesla. He now puts all his effort into his business rather than the hamster wheel of materialism. I think Mr. Beast should have bought a Lambo. He still would have gotten arrested, but at least he would have won the street race. It's a high C tier. If you look closely at the cover art of Tyler the Creator's second best album, you'll see a McLaren 6.
Bro, what? Bro, no, that's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how, I think that's how he started off his channel too. Let me see.
If you look closely at the cover art of Tyler the Creator's second best album, you'll see a McLaren 650S. The 650 horsepower supercar was one of Tyler's favorites until, according to him, he crashed it and bought a Tesla. He then crashed the Tesla and bought a McLaren. This time it was the more track-focused 675 LT, but the other cars in his garage are much more
Why do y'all crash so many cars?
unusual. He's got a Lancia Delta Integrale Evo 1 and Evo 2, an E30 M3, and a Fiat 131, all of which are 80s European racing cars that have cult followings for their boxy lightweight designs, competitive history, and raw driving experiences. He's got a LaFerrari now too, by the way. It's a very easy S tier. Fashion designer Ralph Lauren has the most expensive car collection in America. He owns 3 McLaren F1s, one of them being an LM edition. McLaren produced only 5 of these special models, and many collectors expect them to appreciate in value, potentially becoming the most expensive cars ever. Ralph's Mercedes SSK is a 1930 Batmobile, worth around 40 million. He bought his Ferrari 250
That car is worth 40 million. That's crazy.
GTO for 300 grand in the 1980s, and now it's worth more than its weight in gold. But Lauren's rarest car is his 1938 Bugatti Type 57 SC. The supercharged straight-8 engine-powered classic is widely regarded as the most beautiful car ever made, and only 4 were ever produced. One disappeared, one got hit by a train, one's in the museum, and the last
one disappeared. One got hit by a train. One's in a museum. Why did one get hit by a train, and where did the other one go? Why did it just randomly disappear? How did
is owned by Ralph, making it easily a 9-figure car.
$100 million. The car is worth $100 million.
What's up, everybody? You're chilling with me, Aubrey Graham. This is my baby, I guess. It's a 2004 Acura TSX. It's a nice first car, I feel like, as opposed to a Mercedes or a BMW. I think that's pretentious, personally. But hey, if you have the money to buy it, then feel free.
Aubrey Drake Graham used to drive a 1998 Chevy Malibu before upgrading to a 2004 Acura TSX. A few years later, he was the biggest artist in the world, and all the cars he ever wanted were spawned into his possession. A 1 of 12 Bugatti Veyron Sang Noir.
Damn. I'm not gonna lie, that's badass. That's badass. I'm not gonna lie.
A Maybach Pullman limousine, a custom Rolls-Royce Phantom, a LaFerrari. But there's only so fast you can drive your supercars when you're surrounded by a Secret Service level security entourage.
What are we doing? Damn. Now I'm stuck in the fucking... Fuck you.
Drake's traffic-cutting presidential blockade seems pretty pretentious. But hey, if you have the money to buy it,
then feel free.